Welcome to the course on Internet Crimes and Cybersecurity. The topic which we are going to discuss today is understanding cyber threat intelligence. Okay, this topic will be delivered to you by B. Muhammad Irfan, that is me, Technical Coordinator Cybersecurity, Nalsar University of Law, Hyderabad. As a part of this course, which is understanding cyber threat intelligence, we will be covering following concepts. What are the concepts? What is cyber threat intelligence? Understanding cyber threat intelligence life cycle, cyber threat intelligence processing and exploitations, cyber threat intelligence platforms, live case study of cyber threat intelligence evaluation, conclusion and way ahead. Okay. Now, what is cyber threat intelligence? Cyber threat intelligence refers to the collection, processing, analysis of data to understand the motives, targets and methods of threat actors. Who are threat actors? Threat actors are none other than the hackers or attackers. So threat actors are also called as advanced persistent threat groups. If you remember Ames ransomware attack, the group which was allegedly carried out that ransomware attack is called Lockbit. So our government of India has to, issue red notice and has to find this threat actor and their location and their operations procedures, and then they have arrested them. So cyber threat intelligence refers to a collection, processing, analysis of data to understand the motives, targets and methods of threat actors. So threat actors, there are many threat actors in this world. If you want to understand the threat actors, we can go to a tool called SOC Radar. In the SOC Radar, you will find the free tools. In that, we will see threat actors. So that will be there, and these threat actors are none other than advanced persistent threat groups who will be attacking, different digital assets and resources with a motive, with a method of adaptation, and this is having some kind of geopolitical influence. It can be for the sake of breaching the data, for distorting the digital infrastructure of a given country. There can be many reasons. There are private parties who work as a threat actors. There are advanced persistent threat groups who have been supported by sovereign authorities like APT31, APT32, Lockbit, OneCry, many. So these people always attack. So as a cyber threat intelligence person, what should you do, or what is the objective of cyber threat intelligence? To collect, process, analyze of the data to understand motives, targets and methods of this particular threat actors. It transforms raw data into accountable insights, enabling security teams to make informed, data-driven decisions. This proactive approach helps organizations, society, law enforcement agency to anticipate, mitigate potential cyber threats before they are materialized. So that is the reason for cyber threat actors. Cyber threat actors are mostly, proactive methodology of, doing surveillance across the world, securing the digital infrastructure of your country or your organization. And also, if there are cyber threats arising, you will be identifying the, the people or the actors behind the cyber threat. Those are called threat actors, are also called advanced persistent threat groups, and you proactively identify their motives, their target groups, their attack sequences, their methods, and then you try to protect yourself from those attacks. So what are the characteristics of cyber threat intelligence? Organization specific. CTI focuses on unique vulnerabilities and threats specific to an organization rather than general information about hypothetical threats. They are going for particular type of target groups. They will be going particular type of methodologies, particular type of malwares which are in the global world. So detailed and conscious. It provides insights into the tactics, techniques and procedures. Three words: tactics, techniques and procedures used by threat actors, along with indicators of compromise. There are two words which you are going to learn as part of cyber threat intelligence. One, tactics, techniques and procedures which threat actors adopt. Used by threat actors or adopted by threat actors, and with these tactics, techniques and procedures, you will be identifying the indicators of compromise on the digital asset. It signals the potential attack possibility. So this is what threat actor does. The threat actor always be looking for cyber threat intelligence is all about looking for threat actors their modus operandi, their methodology, their motives, and their methods and their targets, and also coupling them into one procedure called tactic, technique, and procedure. Okay, this will be identified by the intelligence, cyber threat intelligence methodology of the threat actor. Then it leads to identification of possible compromise, IOC, identification of compromise that signals potential attacks. Okay, the intelligence gathered is designed to inform security teams on how to address vulnerabilities. So whatever information you are gathering as a part of cyber threat intelligence methodology, it will be helpful for you to address, to identify the threats, identify the vulnerabilities, prioritize the threats, improve overall security posture of the company or of the organization, of the country, or a group of society as such. What are the different types of cyber threat intelligence? Cyber threat intelligence at the highest level, operation level, and tactical level. At strategic level, it is high level of insights that improve decision making, long-term security strategies. So, cyber threat intelligence may have helped our Data Protection Act, DPDP Act rules to be released more accurately, more market driven, for the sake of security of the country. Why? So in the 2 years of time after the act is passed and rules and regulations are issued, cyber threat intelligence tools are used to identify what are the possible loopholes and weak areas where the tactics, techniques, and procedures of the cyber threat actors are mostly operational. After identifying the incidence of compromise because of the tactics, techniques, and procedures of the cyber threat actors, our rules may have been framed. That is at highest level, strategic level. At operation level, information about specific threats, threat actors, including their methods and motivations, are identified. Example, if you take the example of Lockbit. There are many advanced persistent threat groups or threat actors who operate at different functionalities. Like some are at aviation level, some are at developing malwares at hospital and healthcare systems. Some are developing virus malwares in the transport. Some are in the telecommunications. Some are in space and defense and security. So you will be at operation level. You will be identifying, or you will be zeroing in on particular operations area like aviation, space and telecommunication, and you will be identifying the possible threat actors in that group, their techniques, tactics, and procedures, and what are the possible incidents of compromise in a particular domain of interest, that is aviation, that is space and telecommunication. And they will be including, and you will be designing the operation methodology, how to mitigate that kind of operation, that kind of threat actors and their attack sequences. The tactical level focuses on immediate threat. That immediate provides technical details where more in detail. So strategic level, rules, regulations, policies are taken care. Operation level, sector based or stream based understanding of the threats and vulnerabilities and the threat actors and their operations and the procedures of techniques, tactics, and procedures, and the incidence of compromise possible will be identified at operation level. At tactical level, micro level, they will be identifying the malware which is built by the threat actor, and they will be making sure that that malware has an antidote. So this is what tactical level is going to do. So they will be identifying the appropriate toolkit needed to mitigate the cyber threat arising from the particular threat actor in a particular domain. So tactical level is mostly at the specific threats, and operation level at the sector level or at the functional level. Strategic level is all about the decision making. So what are the key objectives of cyber threat intelligence system? If you are building a cyber threat intelligence system, what are the key objectives? Efficient incident response. If something happens, it should respond back. Robust vulnerability management. If there is a vulnerability, you should identify the vulnerability, you should find it and fix it. Efficient security operations. So you should have 24/7 live log registering. Powerful fraud protection, or we can say prevention. So what it will do is that it will be not only identifying, mitigating, and increasing the efficiency of security operations. Also, it will help any kind of attack being prevented automatically. Then it also does risk analysis continuously 24/7 by possible, compromises, insiders, outsiders. So what is the key objective of cyber threat intelligence system? Efficient incident response, robust vulnerability management, efficient security operations, powerful fraud prevention, and if effectual risk analysis. That means risk analysis should be perfect. Then you have understood what is cyber threat intelligence, what are the objectives of cyber threat intelligence, what are the you can say type of cyber threat intelligence, we can say principles of cyber threat intelligence. Now we are going to see the cyber threat intelligence life cycle. So if you are applying cyber threat intelligence in a given cycle, in a process, on a given organization, for a given organization, on a given sector, you should have perfect planning, collection of the data, of the technologies used by the organization or by the sector, processing and exfiltration, using of tools, applying of tools like SIEM, SOC tools, and then analyzing the data which is coming out of the the tool, which is cyber threat intelligence tool, and integrating it into dashboards, into data science platforms, and then creating a feedback. So cyber threat intelligence is all about planning and direction, collection, processing, analysis, and then integration of the data into normal business process, and taking efficient feedbacks. Always feedbacks are very important, so that you come to know that whether you have successfully mitigated the cyber threat attack or not. So this is how cyber threat intelligence life cycle works. But normally human intervention is also found in the cyber threat intelligence gathering. So threat intelligence is also part of cyber threat intelligence. So first we will have cyber threat intelligence life cycle. As a part of threat intelligence life cycle, we will have many other procedures for identifying the threats. So one among them is cyber threat intelligence. So in a threat intelligence life cycle, we will have objectives and key questions. For objectives and key questions, we will be gathering information like from the internal sources, from technical sources, from human sources. Okay, once we gather this information, we will put it through the threat intelligence ecosystem or the tool structures. Okay, here we will be doing the process like collection, processing, analyzing, and dissemination of the information we have collected from the internal sources. We have collected from the technical sources like devices, routers, computers, mobiles, all these things. From human sources like social media platforms or dark web, wherever we find some traces of the threats are there for your sector, you will collect the data from the internal sources like network traffic logs and scans. From technical sources, vulnerability databases, threat feedbacks, and then from human sources, you will go into social media, you will go into dark web, you will find whether a kind of like you are working in aviation. So you will be finding the threat sources or threat actors operations, whether from the internal sources like log registry from the firewall. You will be getting the information from the technical sources like vulnerability of each and every device using cve.org, or you can get from the human sources like you'll go into the social media where the reference of your a kind of technology which is been available, which can be useful for exploiting a biometric mission in a airport. Okay, which as the cybersecurity officer who is taking care of the airport security operations, you should be in a position to know any emerging new technological interfaces. So you will be collecting the intelligence reports from the internal sources, from your firewall, technical sources, from the devices you bought, from the human sources. Whatever you have collected, you will put it through a cyber threat intelligence framework, and that framework will result you following report structures. One, incident response. It will help you for incident response. It will help you for security operations. It will help you for vulnerability management. It will help you for risk analysis, fraud management, and security leadership. Okay, this is what understanding cyber threat intelligence life cycle. Cyber threat intelligence life cycle is a one source where you plan, you collect, you process, you examine or analyze, you disseminate, integrate, and then you will be having feedback. That is a part of cyber. But always remember, cyber threat intelligence doesn't only work on a device or a given architecture. It can work from different sources, internal sources, human sources, technological sources. So threat intelligence life cycle is very important to understand cyber threat life cycle. Then how this processing and exploitation work? Exploitation, see, always remember, exploitation is all about, how someone enters into your domain, okay, by doing reconnaissance, like a thief trying to steal, or try to loot your home. Okay, what does he do? First, he will understand what is your timing of sleeping during night. What is your, what are your, type of lifestyle, how you are going out, or what time you come back, who stays at home at what time, okay, what are the, how the gates and locks are being maintained, how many windows are there. So this is called cyber threat intelligence processing and exploitation. So you will be having a process of reconnaissance. Then this is how this is how the person, we can say the threat actor works. So there are threat actors mostly do reconnaissance. After gathering the information from the reconnaissance, they will weaponize that information into a kind of attack sequence. Okay, an attack sequence will have a kind of delivery of a malware, and that malware is delivered successfully into the system where it should be targeting. From that delivery, or after delivering, the malware will try to exploit the resources 24/7. After the exploitation of resources is been done successfully, okay, it may get installed and it can take over the system. Normally, this is how the cyber threat intelligence processings and exploitations, the cyber attack happens. Okay, cyber kill chain is a concept developed by Lockheed Martin to conceptualize the step-to-step process used by attackers to infiltrate systems and achieve their objectives. So by mapping attack life cycle, organizations can identify points of intervention and strength cybersecurity defenses can have. The model divides attack into sequential stages, okay, from initial reconnaissance to achieving attack goal. So cyber kill chain is developed by Lockheed Martin aviation company. It has understood that this is how the attackers will perform their attack sequence. So it has created how you will be using this kill chain to identify possible vulnerabilities in your system. So the most crucial part of your cyber threat lifecycle is processing and exploitation. Okay, so in this processing and exploitation, you are processing your own technical resource, you are exploiting your own technical resource or your own technological platform by the help of some cyber threat intelligence tool. So how does the cyber threat intelligence processing and exploitation is done? As a methodology of cyber kill chain. So you yourself will do the reconnaissance around your home. You yourself will identify the windows and doors which are open or closed at a given point of time. You yourself will try to break the lock of the home. You yourself will try to put some CCTV cameras in an accessible location. You yourself will try to access the remotely visualize what is happening in home, and you yourself will take control of the business business process. Okay, this is called cyber kill chain process of developing a efficient cyber threat intelligence methodology that includes tactics, techniques, and procedures. By this cyber kill chain methodology, you will be identifying the incidence of compromises in a given digital space. So how are we going to do? Once we have identified that these are the exploitations or processings of a system, you will be going by a survivorship bias methodology. Survivorship bias methodology was being developed by Abraham Wald. It was built in Second World War. Normally the fighter aircrafts which went for attacking enemy territory used to return back. Okay, out of 100 aircrafts which went to attack enemy territory, only 70 came back or 50 came back. Now when the 50 came back, 70 or 30 or 50 have been we can say shot down, and 50 has come back. Now initially the aviation experts and the technical people started, so they come back with bullet holes, damage to the fuselage, damage to the wings, damage to the engine or cockpit. They used to come back, but they used to come back. So all what people did is that wherever the damage occurred, they used to do the patchwork or repair and they used to send it. So it was like 50% is the return back, 60 the percentage of aircrafts coming back has reduced. So there is one mathematician by name Abraham Wald. He said that instead of creating security or guarding mechanism for the hold area or damage area, let us protect the non-damage area, because according to him, the aircraft came back because the area which is not being hit is giving a survival possibility. So we have to make sure that the area which is being hit is letting the aircraft to come back. The area where a hit happened and led to the crash of the aircraft is the area which should be protected. That means he said that instead of covering the hit areas, we will cover the areas which are not hit. That means out of 100 aircraft which went to the war, 50 aircraft came back, but they had hit. That hit led them to come back also successfully. The aircraft which were lost because they were hit at certain places which are not recoverable. So because of that ideology, Abraham Walder said that wherever is hit, don't patch up, don't give guarding, layering. Wherever it is not hit, put the security or layer of metal for protection. So by this means he increased the aircrafts returning back, and it is called survivor bias. Okay, this methodology is called survivor bias. So you will be using survivor bias. You will identify the n number of vulnerabilities, but you will be saying that out of these vulnerabilities, which is mostly been highly exploitable, okay, which are not exploitable, you are not touching them. Okay, which can be highly exploitable, you are coming to you are going to see, make sure that it doesn't impact. Okay, so this is called survivor bias in the cyber threat intelligence. In survivor bias in cyber threat intelligence, we will make sure that okay, the attacks which happen to the wherever it is not attacked, but it is still running. Attacks are happening. Okay, attacks are happening. Your system is responding back, reverting back successfully, holding the security operations of posters successfully. No need to secure it. You have to secure the place where the attack has not happened. If the attack happens there, it will go down because it has not resisted till now. So this is called survivor bias. Okay. Now, what are the cyber threat intelligence platforms we have? We have many cyber threat intelligence platforms which we are going to understand. One is SOC Radar, a free edition of threat actors identification. It is AI-driven supply chain compromise. It gives you lot of information. It gives you threat actor information. It gives you incidents of compromise information. It gives you dark web related information. It gives you emails, breaches information. So it is a tool which you can use on a domain name or in your organization. Okay, so that you can find the vulnerabilities and you can find the incidents of compromises and also threat actors who have been involved. Okay, there is another tool called Virus Total. It is mostly used for identifying the malwares, suspicious file, malware files which are being infected by some virus, URLs, domains, and IP addresses. Then we have Alivot. Then we have Malware Information Sharing Platform, MISP. We have Cisco Thales International Intelligence Center. We have Grey Noise. These are the various open source, freely available, highly accessible, okay, cyber threat intelligence platforms we can use for identifying the threat actors, for identifying the incidents of compromises, and we can also identify tactics, techniques, and procedures adopted by the cyber threat actors. Let us see what is SOC Radar. SOC Radar free tool looks like this. We have multiple options of doing cyber threat intelligence on a given digital asset. We can do cyber threat intelligence of a given digital asset in the dark web. We can find the incidents of compromises on a particular digital asset. It can be a website, it can be IP address, it can be server, it can be a IP sequence which has been integrated in a firewall. It can be anything. Okay, you can type the reference information into IOC Radar, incidents of compromise. We will get whether it has been compromised or not. In the same way, we have threat reports. We will get threat reports of industry-specific threat reports, country-specific threat reports, external threat assessment reports also. We can get attack surfaces, the areas, the platforms which are vulnerable for getting exploited. We will get threat actor-wise information. That means you can select, if I click this one, and you can get the threat actors. The threat actors are none other than advanced persistent threat groups. So these are the top threat actors who are operating in this world right now, and they have their own following. They are attacking certain countries. They have built their own malwares. Here the UNC 4393 has built a malware called Bashlist. Okay, they have built another malware called Qbot. And using this malware, they have created exploitation in the form of CVE, that is 2017-0143. And the technique they have used for exploiting the digital asset by the help of their malware, which leads to a vulnerability, is this technique. And this technique comes from a platform called Maitri Attack. Maitri Attack is a platform which is meant for understanding how techniques, tactics and procedures are being incorporated for attacking a digital assets. It's like a book, a manual how attack happens. It's a manual how we can plan an attack and execute attack. It's also a manual how we can protect ourselves by proactive means of identifying the attacks, procedures, techniques and tactics from the Maitri attack. So here, when you are talking about this particular threat actor, he is having different procedures being exploited by the malware he has built and exploit the CVE, common vulnerability exposures he has created. And this is the example of SOC radar helping you to understand the threats, vulnerabilities, incidents of compromises, and also APT, threat actors information. It will give you CVE radar also. That means you can type any CVE and it will give you what are the possible vulnerabilities which are right now in the market, and what are how they are been impacting the digital asset. Okay, where it has been found, it has been referred, wherever it has been referred because of its impact, proportionality. It has been found in social media, news, repos, its rating and its score. Okay, and what is the technology incorporated for this CVE being exploited, on what technology it has been done. All this information you can get by the help of CVE radar. Okay, now again, if you want to do a full range of CVE assessments, you can even go to SOC radar, you can go to Showdown, you can go to Criminal Wall. Okay, these are also a kind of Showdown is meant for IoT threat assessments and vulnerability assessments. It is a tool for finding the vulnerabilities, incidents of compromises, threat actors in the IoT space, like CCTVs, in the security apparatus, in the servers, data centers, and all these places, not only just mobiles and computers. It goes into wide range of devices which are wearable, which are integratable, which are device independent, which are meant for computer vision, which are meant for AI integration into robotics. It is meant for many other purposes. So IoT devices, if you want to do risk assessment, if you want to do vulnerability assessment, if you want to find the threat actors, you can use Showdown. If you want to do the threat actor investigation in the social media, okay, and how they are impacting, they are in the creation of fake profiles, bots, and other things of people indulging in criminal activity. Okay, and how the criminals are been part of the cyber threat actors group, or they are part of advanced persistent groups. You can use Criminal Wall, which is part of Social Links platform. What is the way ahead? So we have understood what is cyber threat intelligence, what are the characteristics of cyber threat intelligence, how cyber threat intelligence lifecycle works, how the cyber threat intelligence platforms are being used in day-to-day life for threat intelligence gathering. And also we have understood that this cyber threat intelligence has a long way to go. Okay, it has both open source and proprietary platforms. They can be integratable at different levels, at end user level to firewall level to network level, where you can be identifying the anomalies, finding the possible vulnerabilities, creating a threat attacks, attack sequences, finding the threat actors and their techniques, tactics and procedures. All these things can be done with the help of CTI. CTI means Common Cyber Threat Intelligence. And what is the way ahead? This can be integrated with AI. This can be integrated with machine learning. This can be integrated with natural language processing. It can be integrated with computer vision. Okay, so this will help you to improve predictable capabilities, enable real-time threat detection, significantly improve cyber defense strategies. How? By integrating cyber threat intelligence into AI and machine learning. Additionally, the integration of collaboration among organizations and the use of predictive analytics to forecast potential security incidents are crucial for proactive measures against emerging threats. Embracing these innovations will not only safeguard assets but also position organizations as leaders in cyber security resilience. As cyber threat continues to evolve, staying ahead requires continuous learning and adaptation, focusing on understanding threat actors and their tactics, and that can be done successfully by integration of artificial intelligence, machine learning and other emerging technologies where human intervention will be reduced, and automation can be improved by multifold for the process of predicting the threats. Real-time threat detection can be done, mitigation can be adopted, defense strategies can be upgraded. Thank you.